This is my dad. His name is Vinod, but we call him Vin, just because it's easier. He migrated to Australia 31 years ago. Dad owns a farm just outside Melbourne. He loves the farm. He goes up there every weekend with our two dogs, Scott and Charlene.
Sit.
Dad thinks Scott is half wombat, so he calls him a mongrel.
On your back, on your back.
That's what he calls me and my sister too, because we're also mixed breeds. Dad has been using his divining talent to look for water on the farm. He's really concerned about the drought. He takes water restrictions very seriously. Dad doesn't keep any animals on the farm, and he doesn't grow anything either. He thought about having a winery, or a meditation retreat, or a home for the refugee kids. He said the way they were treated was really un-Australian. Finally, he decided to just leave it the way it is. My sister named the place How's the Serenity, but he doesn't understand why. Dad's lived in Australia for most of his life now, and he may be a little confused about his identity. I think he reckons he's part Aboriginal. He wanted to be an Aboriginal artist when he retired, and I didn't have the heart to tell him that you can't be an Aboriginal artist if you're not an Aboriginal person. Every Sunday he goes for a walkabout in the Trash and Treasure. That is his new friend, Rajendra. He migrated to Australia 6 months ago. We call him Raj, just because it's easier. Raj works 6 days a week. Dad says, bloody migrants, always working the weekends. But on Sundays, Dad takes him out to teach him about Australian culture and language.
You are dreaming?
Dad first met Raj in India 2 years ago, and he said it was his dream to live in Australia. But he didn't even know how to speak English. So Dad told him to learn it, and he did. Then last year, Australia needed mechanics, and Raj is a mechanic. Now he and his family have been here for almost 6 months.
He behaves as if he's got a shopping rack, that is so expensive. Let's keep going.
Dad is teaching Raj everything he knows about Australia.
Rajendra, that is not a knife. This is a knife.
Okay.
Yeah?
To help him study for Mr. Howard's new migrant test. They study a lot.
What about I do the onion?
Dad is teaching him about Australian history.
Australia, Rajendra, is full of boat people. First the English came with their convicts on the boat, and now the Afghanis.
Australian language.
G-O-G-G-O.
ये क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
बोलो?
मैं बोलो.
Yeah.
Australian
You are
cuisine.
lost in the bush and there's nothing to eat. Yeah? By eating these fruits that you'll find on these trees, that you can survive. We don't have any seem to be on this tree, but I'll show you another tree.
Australian sports. And Australian customs. Oh my God, what is he doing?
Would you like a beer?
Yeah, I like an Indian one. This Foster.
Okay. Did he say Indian beer?
I like this.
Dad has even taken Raj to all the sites of historical and or cultural significance in Melbourne, like Lygon Street, Ramsay Street, and Raj's favourite, the MCG. This is where Raj lived in Bombay. Before he came to Australia, he lived in this one-bedroom flat with his wife, his 2 kids, his mum, his dad, his sister, his brother's wife, and their 2 kids. Dad says space and privacy are luxury items in Bombay. Raj's kids think Australia is a beautiful country with lots of wide open spaces to play on. Raj's wife didn't speak any English at all when they arrived.
Thank you for English lesson, Mr. Howard. Thank you.
But she's excited about learning. He says Raj is lucky to be in Australia, and Australia is lucky to have Raj. He says Raj will pass the test, easy, and that anyone who has worked this hard to be here deserves to be here.
Fay go mate.
Fay go mate.
Fay go mate.
Fay go mate.
Yeah,
Fay go mate.
that's all.
But uncle, ये fay go mate का मतलब होता क्या है?
That's what Australia is all about.
Now I
Fay go.
And take note, aspiring Aussies everywhere, that is The Definitive Guide, a lovely and affectionate film.